Once a sower took his needle and thread and began to sow seeds.
What?
Wrong kind of sower. Okay, let's start over. Once a sower, that is a farmer, planted his seeds. He watched hopefully as the seeds scattered, skipped through the fields, and as they made seed noises and looked for places to settle.
Seed, seed, seed.
Wiping the sweat from his brow, the sower watched hopefully waiting for the seeds to bear. With a loud voice, he sat upon the throne and cheered his four seeds. Seed one was a healthy, hopeful seed. He danced through the field. Stretched its little arms into a good diving posture. Made seed noises.
Seed.
And looked for a place to burrow down into the dirt. It had been a long journey, and seed one had been looking for a place to land. It happened to fall in the soil along the path. Seed one whined.
Like zoinks, dude, this seed sucks. It's so pathetic.
And it lay uncomfortably on top of the field,
Oh man.
twisting and turning and trying to get comfortable. Suddenly birds flapped down toward the seed and did some bird calls to each other. And they snatched up the seed and carried it away.
Here, boys.
The sower was disappointed and angry. He said, "Man, that soil was for birds." He started to rise from his throne, but he just stayed seated. Seed two flew all the way to Avery Farm on the opposite side of the room. On the opposite side of the room.
He was in the middle.
Sorry, I lost my train. Where it fell on rocky places, where there wasn't much soil, the rocky soil looked at seed two, and in unison, the soil called, "Yo, Adrian, you're looking pretty good today." So if this group could please. Seed two did look promising. It sprung up and began to dance around. The sower even stooped to his feet and began to cheer.
Yeah.
But alas, the rocky soil grew quiet. C2 got discouraged because no one would root for it. So C2 cried, "Oh, the soil is too shallow."
You're so shallow.
As if that wasn't bad enough, the sower watched as the sun beat down and scorched C2, which quickly withered and died. The sower pounded his hands together and said, "Curse it, soil again."
Curses.
The thorny soil was only too willing to welcome seed 3 into it. Yet as soon as seed 3 got settled down into the thorny soil, things got ugly fast. Thorns reached over and choked the life out of the seed. As the seed went down, it gasped, "The soil has too many thorns and weeds." And with that it coughed, gagged, tried unsuccessfully to stand up, then coughed again, then gagged again, then coughed again, then tried to stand again, and finally fell down dead. Once again the sower had to watch his seed die, never to produce the grain that it had been hoping for. His head began to pound with pain as he thought about the tragic waste. "Oh, my grain," he groaned. As far as we know, it's the Bible's first recorded migraine headache. Seed 4, however, fell upon good soil. And I mean good soil. It was welcomed. It was embraced. It was patted on the back. It even rubbed his head. It was even given a 15-second massage. They even fed the seed a sandwich. Which gobbled up fast and made a bird. Boy was seed forever grateful that it had fallen here instead of with some of the other clods. In the most satisfied voice it said, "Ah, the soil is just right."
Ah, this soil is just right.
It grew up strong and began to go barefoot. Grew up strong and began to bear fruit. Multiplying many times over. 3 times 3. 3 times 3. 7 times 2. 10 times 4. 1,743 times 596. Just kidding, that was a dirty trick. God, you see, sows his seeds in our hearts, depending upon our attitude towards God's word. That is on what kind of soil is in our hearts. We can bear much fruit, or our name will be much.